There it is. Really nice red right here, guys. Very nice red. I'm gonna loosen the drag a little bit on him. This could be on the board. This is a really nice bull right here, guys. I'm gonna bring him right up here to the side of the boat.
Hey, what's going on, Saltstar Nation? Richard here. Got a really cool tip and video for you today, and that's going to be going over catching bull redfish. So recently I was in a tournament with some buddies in Jacksonville, and we went ahead and entered in and got set up. So a few of the things that I want to go over in this video specifically is, one, just making sure that we are properly handling these fish. They are going to be our next stock of fish years and years to come. These are very old fish, so you really want to make sure that you're doing the right thing when handling them, and then also releasing them and making sure they're getting vented properly and all that stuff. So this video, I'm going to show you on the catch footage, that's exactly what we did, and we all had a specific job whenever that fish got in the boat. And another quick tip I wanted to go over as well is just the bait that we were using. You can use all kind of different baits for these fish, guys. You can use a bunch of cut bait, whether it's mullet, whiting, there's just all kind of stuff you can use for them, or even blue crab. That's a really popular one as well, and some other folks were using that in this tournament. But we ended up using a bait that really performed well for us compared to cut bait, and that was live finger mullet. Now the reason I think the live finger mullet did a little bit better this day was we had kind of a full moon, so the tide was really ripping pretty quick, and with that being said, the live finger mullet on the bottom gives off a lot more vibration just because it's a live bait and it's constantly moving and kind of making those little vibrations and kicks. We had cut ladyfish and mullet on the bottom, and none of those really had a lot of success. I think we had one hookup with a shark for the cut bait, but other than that, the live finger mullet is what did it, guys. So really wanted to give you guys that quick tip that if you do see those, and a lot of times this time of year they're not too hard to catch, it might be a good thing just to have them there in the box and do what we did, set out a cut bait rig and then also a live finger mullet and see which one does better. A lot of times those things can be day to day on what those fish want, so just try it out.
All right, guys, super easy here. Got an 8/0 circle hook right here, live mullet. All I'm gonna do is go right up here through the bottom of the mouth, just like that. I'm gonna come right out the top, just like that. Now they're good to go. All right, got one on, going to the front of the boat here. All right, this is on the live finger mullet right here, guys. There he goes. Now we just found out he's hooked. So, decent fish.
You got it. You got a number ready? Yeah.
There it goes. Yep. Took a little while to figure out he was hooked, but now he knows. There you go.
Scrumptious little mullet.
We've got pretty heavy test on here, so we can really try and fight these fish pretty good where they don't get themselves weared out too fast, because this is all a catch and release tournament. This one's starting to work pretty good here. All right, there it is. Really nice red right here, guys. Very nice red. I'm gonna loosen the drag a little bit on him. This could be on the board. This is a really nice bull right here, guys. I'm gonna bring him right up here to the side of the boat. Look at that. Look at this stud right here. All right, got him in the boat.
Good. All right. But getting back into the process of catching these fish, guys, once we got everything down to the bottom, we were using about 4 ounces of weight just on a dropper rig, and all we used was 60-pound Andy monofilament for our leader with that dropper rig, and then we used an 8/0 Gamakatsu inline circle hook. We've got all these in our shop, but definitely really want to make sure you're using a circle hook, because that's what's going to make sure it's a very safe and good landing for that fish. Because with the circle hook, you can actually just leave your rod in the holder and let that fish hook himself. A lot of times it's almost better to do that as long as you don't have too much slack in the line, and eventually once that line comes tight, even if that fish swallows this entire hook in the bait, it's going to come right back out and it's going to hook right on the side of their lip, just how it did with these fish. The number one thing you don't want to do is try and set the hook on these fish. That is not what these hooks are intended for, and 9 times out of 10 you're either going to lose a fish, or you might unintentionally hook that fish down further near the crushers, or somewhere down in the throat. That's definitely not what you want, because like I said, these fish are going to be released, they're not going to be kept, and you want to make sure that they're healthy going back, because they are the breeders. So going through that process, once that fish is hooked up, we've got some pretty heavy tests on, so you want to go ahead and get the fish in as quickly as possible. You don't want to fight this fish for a very long time on light tackle. You want to make sure it gets in to where it's not completely exhausted and you can quickly do what you need to do. Now, this was going to be a tournament, so you can see in this catch footage exactly what we do. I go ahead and I get the tournament card and take the picture, and the other guys go ahead and get the fish in, make sure it's on the board, measured. Then we make sure the fish is vented quickly, and we're doing all this under 1.5 minutes before the fish is back in the water, because we knew exactly what needed to happen. The other thing that's really important that can mess you up, guys, you can see in the footage, what I did was move all of the rods off to another side of the boat, or just take them out of the water depending on where that fish is getting fought at. So that's another really important thing. And the last thing you want is to have 2 or 3 lines tangled up with a live fish on there. And a big thing that can happen with that, if that fish is in the water too long, it can get eaten by a shark, and that's the last thing you want to happen. So definitely make sure you guys already have a plan ready and in place for whenever that fish gets hooked up, and everyone knows their job and positions in the boat, so that way that fish can safely get in the boat, get your picture taken, and then quickly get back into the water healthy and swim away strong to where a shark's not going to eat it.
All right, guys, just got another one.
Dragon's turn.
Yep. All right, might have to go to the front of the boat, walking around. We'll try to. There we go. This is a good bull right here, guys. Oop, oop. Yep, just keep walking with him around the boat. Yep. It's out the way. All right, here's a card. There's the... You a de-hooker?
Yeah.
Yep, got it.
Count 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then kind of like that underneath the gill plate at a 45-degree angle. Yep, right there.
Guys, so what we're doing right now is just venting right there underneath the scale, and you hear that? That's all the gas coming out. 45-degree angle up, press right there.
There you go.
All right, now he's good to go, and we can go ahead and return him, get back in the water. All right, gotcha.
All right, guys, so hopefully this quick tip was helpful for you guys on fishing for bull redfish. It's a ton of fun to do, but let's just all make sure that we're very responsible in doing so, because these fish are going to be our breeders, and we want to make sure that they're healthy for years and years to come. Anyway, if you have any questions about any of this, or want to pick up any of the tackle that we have or use today, again, it was just going to be an 8/0 Gamakatsu circle inline hook, and then a 60-pound Andy monofilament for the leader, and then a dropper loop. If you guys want any more information on how to rig that dropper loop set up, it's very effective, where you can switch out your weights very quickly depending on the current and depth. I can do that. Just leave it in the comments below. But other than that, guys, hope you have a good one, and I'll see you on the next video. If you're new to Salt Strong, just know we're the #1 online fishing club out there, because we actually guarantee we're going to help you catch more fish, not only with tips and in-depth courses, but also our new Smart Fishing Spots app that actually tells you exactly where the fish will be feeding, as well as the best times of day to fish there. You'll also save tons of money with tackle discounts and make tons of new fishing friends in the Insider community. So thanks again for watching, and we hope to see you in the Insider community soon.